I'm just measuring my body fat right now with the handy dandy body fat measurer. I've just completed, it's the morning after 15 days of the 10 Cokes a day diet, and I've got 14% body fat.
Alright, I'm going to include a couple of reviews just to show you how results can vary with this particular, specifically this Omicron body fat analyzer. These things have shaky results, you know. When you see a good review of it, it just means the person thinks it was a good review. Since they don't have anything really to measure it by, they're just like, yeah. What tends to be the case with these body fat analysis tools is that they are good at tracking changes but not good at giving real values that are accurate. Now this one is better than the average one, and even, you know, for the fun of it, we're going to pretend that it's just 100% correct. Since he then posted all these values on his site, I'm going to use his own math to work with, and we're going to assume it's entirely correct. But just for your own knowledge, these devices, they tend not to be that accurate. They give you an idea, and that's the best you can work with.
I started 15 days ago at 9% body fat. Now, probably some people are saying 9%, 14%. Those are both pretty good body fats, but in fact, I increased my body fat by 50%.
Math! We'll have some more on this later.
I had 9% before. I'm up 50% of that.
Oh, see, that's that mathlete right there. See, there's no stopping him.
That's quite a big increase from only a bit over 2 weeks of my special diet of 10 Cokes a day.
No. A relative increase in an amount could not be inferred as being either large or small. This is pretty basic starter maths. It's one of the biggest problems that people have with understanding how numbers work. For instance, if you take a homeless person that has no wealth whatsoever and they have £5 to their name, and then you give them 2 hours of work and give them £40 for their hard work that they've earned, what they've done is in 2 hours they've increased their net worth by 800%. Great. But then if you take someone like Richard Branson and in 2 hours he signs a business deal that increases his net worth by only 15%, he's actually just made £500 million. The problem with analysing those things is that in the real world, £45 ain't going to buy you shit, but 500 million makes you stinking rich. 15% to that massive 800%. You can't use relative values of inferring large or small. That's why they're relative. They have to be relative to something. They don't infer size, they infer comparative change. So,
my final weight after 15 days, which is exactly halfway through, is 181 pounds.
Alright, 181 pounds, okay? Write this number down. It's going to be important later.
I started off at 168 pounds, so that's 13 pounds of increase in body fat.
Wait. By your own numbers, the body fat's actually increased by just under 10 pounds. Not that you can't. Come on, you gave me these numbers. I'm only working with what you said.
And I'm definitely feeling a little bit heavier.
Heavier? Well, yeah, by about 13 pounds. All of which being fat, of course.
It's hard.
That's what she said.
It's hard to drink the 10 Cokes a day. I think, now, as I've said before, half of all Americans ingest the same amount of sugar as are in 10 Cokes every day.
Well, this is possibly true. It seems like a strange stat, though. I mean, are you saying that half of American people, all these millions of people, specifically drink this exact amount of sugar into themselves each day? I mean, that sounds like an immense amount of organization to get all these people to have this exact same amount of sugar. Or maybe you don't mean that. Maybe you mean at least this amount, which means some are more and some are that and some are less. Which means it's just an arbitrary number picked out of the ether. So wouldn't it have made more sense to say the actual average of all of the Americans rather than the minimum of half the Americans, which just kind of gives you a number in the middle of nowhere. I'll tell you why they would have done it though. Sensationalism!
But they're probably not taking it just in Cokes. Obviously, when you're eating that much sugar, you're having donuts, you have orange juice in the morning, you have sugar in your coffee, you have a fruit drink, you have fruit. And all that adds up, so it's not just having to ingest the sugar.
So why mention it? If the amount of sugar that you're ingesting is based on some bullshit stat and then you're eating it in addition to the other calories you're getting from anyway, then all you're doing is eating a random amount of sugar each day from Coca-Cola just to be exciting. And then if you're saying that you're a paleo eater, and even if you were strictly following your paleo diet, which by your own admission you're not even doing, then you would still be eating an amount of sugar that sits additional to the sugar that will be in the rest of the paleo diet, because even if you are eating strictly paleo, there's still going to be some sugar in those numbers. So it's just random. But then if you're talking about sugar that's additional to the diet, then I'll be like, okay, that maybe has a little bit more bearing on reality. But then by your own admission, as we previously seen, you've had sugar from other sources anyway, because you're not even doing that. You remember the science part of this and how we're not doing that?
Sugar, but for me, this is basically my only sugar source. It's my 10 Cokes a day. After drinking 10 Cokes all day, then we had friends over for trick-or-treating. I had pizza, had some beer, went out trick-or-treating with the kids, had some candy with the kids when they got back. So, a little bit challenging to drink the 10 Cokes, but I feel good now. I'm halfway through. I think I can do it. There was a while in there where I thought, I can't keep this up.
That's what she said.
I don't feel well, but I can do it. 15 more days, and am I going to be online for another 13 pounds of weight increase? Hard to believe that could happen.
It's not that hard to believe.
We're going to keep trying and see where it goes. So here we go, and cheers, Coke and a smile, halfway through.